It is a very, very, very interesting. Yeah, so my mic was unplugged. Shit. It's a very, very interesting thing that which we do, you know? King of Randoms, best of 9, all random formats. I don't really see them as often as I would like. I think they're really fun, and I think that we're in for quite a treat this one. So sit back, relax, get some popcorn, enjoy yourselves, because I probably won't. Because I am up a little bit early for me. I'm a little salty, I won't lie, but I'm happy to be doing what I love. So let's go ahead and ask the players if they're ready, and we can go ahead and jump on into the game. Beastie and Winter ready? Question mark? Ooh, so excited! So excited. I'm back. With sound. That's me managing the stream right there. Alright, Winter is ready. We're just waiting on the ready from Beastie. Oh, so exciting. By the way, quick shout out to Insane Guy letting me know that my mic was actually messed up. In case you're wondering, if I look a little bit distraught to you, or a little bit, you know, out of the way, let's go ahead and play a game then. We're gonna go ahead and play the What Time Did Swagar Wake Up game. Okay, so let me know, for those of you watching the stream, in the comments down to the side, do you think, what time you think I got up? The closest answer gets a high five? I don't know. Something's gonna happen. In the meanwhile, I'll check those responses after the game. We are ready to hop into game number 1, Winter versus Beastyqt, random versus random, Ascension 2 wire. Oh boy, folks, it is gonna be a doozy-reno. I think I turned off my caster settings, actually. Yeah. There you go. Get out of here, you bugger. No one needs you, mouse scroll. In the top left-hand corner of Ascension 2 wire, let's kick stuff off, folks. Spawning as our blue protest player, give a warm welcome for your fan, or your friend, Beastyqt. And his opponent, who probably just didn't extract a trick, but no one can be sure. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Ascension 2 wire, representing our red Zerg player. Folks, give it up for Winter. I am glad to be back, folks. Casting another King of Random with you guys is just... It's a couple of hours of an event. If this is your first time here, I'll let you know that we have such a great time doing all of this. King of Randoms, there's a lot of friendly banter between the players, a lot of weird strategies coming on out, and for us normie players of StarCraft 2, it makes us feel as though, hey, if Beastyqt can mess up playing Protoss and still win, maybe I can just do that. King of Random really does emphasize the focus on individual macro abilities and individual micro abilities. Other things that aren't so important, like, army composition and general knowledge of the matchup, those can take a bad seat for just a while. Our players are doing what they think, their own race that they're playing as should be. They're kind of doing their own rendition of it. Everybody kind of does it differently. So... yeah, it's definitely interesting to see each player's take on it. Generally, more often than not, we like to see we just see passive strategies coming out from our opponents. Ooh, from our players, actually. Thank you for correcting me there, music. We see passive strategies come out from our opponents because timings are just so hard to hit when you don't play your main race. Speaking of playing your main race, actually, Beastyqt and Winter, I don't know their main races. I know, I'm a failure. I didn't claim that I wasn't. Just saying it how it is, right? I think Winter actually is a Zerg player, if I'm not mistaken, and Beastyqt is a Terran. So Winter may be starting off with a little bit of an edge here. I'm not quite so certain. You know what, I think we can actually figure it out just by watching in-game. So we're gonna go ahead and see how janky Winter's games are. And if they are of sufficient jank level, then we can probably deduce that Winter's main race isn't Zerg. So I guess throughout this, we can probably figure it out easily. And it looks as though this Overlord is actually heading the wrong direction. Alright, strike number 1 of Winter not actually being a Zerg player. Probably that. Third base is coming down at a decent time for Winter when you're facing Protoss. He's not going for any aggression. Just going for a straight speed build, keeping 1 on gas. Super duper safe, super duper standard. Meanwhile, Beastyqt, he is mining his gas and getting that Stargate on out. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to wall off on the low ground. Can't really fault him for that too much, though, because if this were a Terran, walling off on the low ground is literally the worst thing you can do. And if it were Protoss, walling off on the low ground, literally the worst thing you can do. But against Zerg, it's literally the best. So, you know what? Life does things in a funny way. Beastyqt is sending out 2 workers to build these 2 gateways. That indicates that he is indeed a Terran, because you only need 1 pro Beastyqt, it's okay. Meanwhile, maybe it was just a misclick, I don't know. Meanwhile, an Oracle is going to go ahead and come out, going for a nice Oracle opening. However, Oracle Control notorious for being not the easiest thing. I mean, even some basic maneuvers like darting in, getting a drone, darting back, darting in, getting a drone, darting back. You know, standard procedures with double Oracle timings or even single Oracle timings can be extremely difficult to pull off, even at the pro level. So you're going to have to see how well Beastyqt controls his Oracle. There really is a science to it, folks. Meanwhile, this third hatch does not have a Spore Crawler or any Queens protecting it, so it is about as naked can get. Alright, just now putting on some clothes in the form of a Spore Colony. And Ling's actually flooding across the map for Beastyqt as well as a Dropper Lord. 39, 36 total workers. This definitely does signify to me that he is going for some aggression. Look at that. Winter catching Beastyqt's adept out on the map, shading at exactly the inopportune time. 2 workers going on down. Still no third base for our friend Beastyqt either. Just significantly delayed he is. But it seems to be a pretty standard build from him nonetheless. Gonna go ahead and get those probes out. He is definitely floating a lot of minerals. He should be taking the third base right around over here. This is an interesting location. Well, we can talk about that later. Right now, what's to talk about is... Does he see that happening? He sees the goopy goop. No, he doesn't see the... Okay, so he doesn't see the goop. So Winterlings are going to completely go on in undetected. Start getting probes. Yeah, you detect them now, don't you, Beastie? Gonna go ahead and lose a handful more. So far, 5 workers killed. A pretty successful attack from our friend Winter thus far. A total of 6 workers going down. And he still has the Dropper Lord to boot. Probably going to get destroyed with this Phoenix coming out. But I would overall have to say that's a good piece of aggression. Now, let's see your micro, Beastie. Yeah, not as easy as it looks, is it? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a drone. Now 2, not too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and try to grab 1 more. Oh, Neeb Oracle is gonna go ahead and get targeted down. And one of them is gonna go ahead and escape. So, 4 drones for an Oracle. He also did get a little bit of scouting information to protect the vision of Beastyqt. He does see the lair morphing on in. He does see the Evo chamber. He obviously saw the Evo chamber. And he did see the Baneling's nest. So he knows it's not going to be a roach style from our friend Winter. More likely than not, he's going to be seeing Ling, Bane, Muta. Gonna have to see what Beastyqt's response to that is. And it seems as though he's going for a pretty standard response. He's going for a charge +1. Probably should be seeing Storm here anytime soon. And Oracle actually gonna go and try and pick up some Banelings. This seems more like something a Terran player who plays Protoss wishes more Protoss would do. Or a Zerg player who plays more Protoss wishes more Protoss would do. But what I mean like is like, oh, why don't Oracle just pick up all the Banelings? Here, schmear, here, schmear, schmear. Well, that's kind of why. It takes up a lot of energy. You're gonna get a couple. And you don't kind of want to chase them out. You can use that energy to pop stasis wards, which are, I argue, a little bit more useful than taking care of 1 or 2 Banelings. Oracle gonna go ahead and come in for the scout. Sees what Hydra then is coming on out. Seems as though Winter is gonna go for that Hydraling Bane style that is also popular in this matchup. Mwah. Double Immortal production now is starting on up, as well as the Templar Archive. So it seems as though Beastyqt has read this pretty well, I would have to say. How many gateways is he on? He's only on 3. And no Explosion de la Gateway just yet, so I'm a little bit concerned for our friend Beastyqt. Thanks for following Snap Academy. And links for Winter, just gonna go ahead and dart around for now. I mean, extra gateways are just coming on up now, as well as some cannons in the main and natural base of Beastyqt, or rather just in the main. A little bit of an interesting choice. He doesn't really have to worry about Dropper Lords, I don't think, because he just has the Phoenix to take care of it all. I guess it's just for a Muta switch? Maybe, but no, he saw everything over here, didn't he? Yeah. So I guess it's just being safe. Now Beastyqt is going to go ahead and send out a couple of adepts to arrest. However, the timing for Winter is going to go ahead and move across the map. I can confidently say, folks, that this is probably a Zerg player that knows what he's doing. Hydraling Bane is such a devastating timing attack, even if you know it's coming. Alright, yeah. So probably not a Protoss by heart with the double observers. If this were DVT, maybe I would say otherwise, but just not now. Hydras and Banes moving on, and there's nothing to soak the Banes except for a bunch of Zealots, which I guess technically is correct? Ish, but now there's only 2 Immortals left. Beastyqt, where is your attention? It looks like though the setups on the other side of the map are not doing too much. Would have been great to have him in the fight. Roba's gonna get targeted down. A little bit of a horrible positioning blunder from our friend Beasty, and Winter is starting to barrel on forward. Or Winter is starting to barrel on forward. One overcharge isn't going to be enough to stop this swath of +1 Hydralisk. He's going to have another mortal popping out really soon, but folks, this just seems like a Mr. 789 ladder game at this point. Oh, the only thing left to do is take it to the forums and absolutely salt it up, but no, GG is called, and it looks as though Winter would take game number 1. Whew. Let's go ahead and take a look at the graphs there. Let's see, who, Jedi Zella, thank you so much for the bit donation, and that one person who followed, which I said thank you in a kind of lackluster, kind of bleh kind of way. Thank you so much for the follow too, really do appreciate that. Look at the army value tab. This pretty much shows this tail. Zerg kind of went unharassed, well, not unharassed through lack of trying, but really took a nice economic lead with getting those workers killed soon, and from that he was just able to skyrocket in army value. Didn't take too much damage. He was able to use those larva cycles for Lings, for Banes, for Hydras, and in the end it was just a little bit too much for our friend Beastyqt to stomach. And now I'm back! Howdy, y'all. Let's go ahead and check out what the chat has to say. I remember that I did ask you guys a couple of questions, and holy hell, the white balance is so not balanced. Oh my god. Holy schnitzel. Alright, let's give me a couple of seconds to configure this. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. Okay. I know it looks works, but that's okay. Okay, we're good. Perfect. Ling Hydra, very strong. Maybe get near. I see a lot of suggestions. Maybe get near to play somebody. Let me go ahead and set up the next map actually while I'm busy taking around in chat. Proxima Station. Proxima. We're gonna get in crate with mod. Game heart. Proxima. Yay. Let's go ahead and see. Let's see, who played the What Times with Mr. 789 World Cup game? Cleared SC2 says 15 minutes ago. Leap Man says less than 30. Moon's Jewel, about 10? I am happy to say that I woke up 13 minutes ago. Well, from the time the stream started, actually, let me go ahead and tell you while I get all this set up. I'll ask go. Ready? There we go. So basically, 9:50 in Pacific time, 9:53 rolls around, and I get a call, and I'm like, oh my gosh, who could be calling me at this time, right? And it's Insane Guy. And I'm like, oh man, what did I do? Did he want to talk to me about something? Is there a freak deal going on? What's the dealio, Emilio? And he says, hey Swag, first of all, you're stupid. Second of all, you have a King of Random to cast in 13 minutes. Are you still doing that? So what I did, hang on. So what I did, folks, I put on my best I'm awake voice and said, well, yes, Insane Guy, I am still casting that. Thank you so much for checking up on me. I'll be sure to get onto that ASAP. And after frantic brushing, frantic eating, well, actually not frantic eating, frantic face washing, because that's what I do in the mornings. After all those franticities, I was able to make it up at 9:59, technically not late, and now here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Not a drop of water in my belly, nor food to accompany it. StarCraft is my only sustenance. Now, we may have a little bit more of an interesting game here, spawning in the top right-hand position of Proxima Station. Here's representing our yellow Zerg player. Folks, give it up for Beastyqt. And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand position of Proxima Station. Representing our red tier player. Give it up for Winter. Insane Guy, Insane Guy, the admin of, like, everything. He's basically runs the team. He's the guy who called me, and in case you were wondering, yes, if you're like thinking that maybe I was asleep when you called me, let me just say that you have a very, very, very good star sense. We'll just go ahead and leave it at that. Oh man, but I'm glad to be up here. I'm thinking, and after this map, I'm gonna go ahead and maybe grab a granola bar or something so I don't die. I think that sounds like a great idea. Not dying, I gotta say, it sounds like an interesting ass preposition. So we're gonna keep that in the back of our heads as we talk about this game. Now, Beastyqt, I think Beastyqt's main is Terran and Winter's main is Zerg. So each player playing as each other's main race should be a very interesting match indeed. You would think that each player would just play kind of horribly, but actually I would say this is going to be one of the more refined matches we'll see, aside from... Not talking about that. Aside from each player playing their own race, because each player knows the ins and outs of this matchup for their other opponent's race in and out. So, for example, Winter knows what Beastyqt might try to go and how to counter. Beastyqt may know what Winter's trying to go and try to counter. And that did not work out at all. So, we're going to see maybe a little bit more of a closer series here. Maybe a little bit more of a saltiness in the after lobby chat. Because, I don't know, like Beastyqt is saying, oh, you could have had it, Winter, why did you throw? Or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stuff that could happen. Reaper is going to go ahead and pop on in. A little bit late are the Zerglings, and forced to morph into Spore Crawlers and Vespine Extractor Geysers are the drones for the time being. It looks as though the Reaper may very well get pushed back. Queen is going to go ahead and pop on out. As you can see, timing's not so great, nor is the control for Beastie. Gotta be careful. Lings are not designed to go off creep, and Reapers are not designed to have sex with queens, no matter how alluring they may be. Now, this Overlord is actually going to go ahead and suicide for a friend Beastyqt, trying to see what is up in the hood. Little does Winter know that Beastyqt knows that... Actually, no. Beastyqt knows that Winter knows. Wait. Winter knows that Beastyqt knows what Winter is doing. Okay, 1-1-1 build is going to be the order of the day. Hellions into Banshees actually seems to be what is up right now. I don't think a single Marine has been made, has it? Maybe a couple? I don't know. Let's go ahead and take the units tab, because that's why that exists. Yep. So, 0 things here that can kill stuff for our friend Winter. Playing with a little bit of fire, if you would ask me. If the Beastyqt were going for an Overlord drop or something like that, maybe would have been in a bit more trouble. Thankfully, Beastyqt has nothing planned of the sort. Floating a decent amount of lava actually is our friend Beastie, and he is supply blocked. There is that Banshee, and Banshee with Cloak all the way up and ready to go. And those Hellions, so we're going to have to see how Beastyqt is going to approach this matchup. I would say that Winter is just a little bit favored here, mainly because it's up to the Zerg player to defend things most of the time. It's really up to the Terran player to make magic happen in this matchup, and it's up to the Zerg player to prevent said magic from screwing him in the screw. No link speed actually coming out for our friend Beastyqt here. He did open up Gasless, which allows him to get these Spore Crawlers up, I guess. Scan gonna go ahead and go on down. Winter, I think these queens can actually destroy you if you're careful. Not careful, actually, and looks like the other drones are gonna get targeted on down. Beastyqt thinks he is a little bit underprepared as the drones are getting landed on up. Hellions trying to do what damage that they can, and this is all of a sudden a disaster bit from our friend Beastyqt. When you're going gas like this, you need to wall up the front. You can't let these Hellions in. Already 8 workers going down, now 11. How many more will die before the Hellions follow suit? Looks as though none is the answer, but that was brutal, man. 11 workers killed, and 2 more Hellions moving on into the third base. Oh, no. It's almost as if our friend Beastyqt is a Protoss player. All this damage the Terran player is trying to inflict on him so safely. And, okay, I'll shut up now. But still, this has been a good bit of damage, if nothing else. Even if this Cloak Banshee does Zilcherino, I'd have to say Beastyqt is not happy with this opening at all. Now, Beastyqt trying to get this Banshee in range of the Spore Crawler, and it looks as though he is going to do just that as long as he stays close. Winter, watch out, Winter. Don't be a dingus Banshee controller, please. Now another Banshee and some Hellions are coming on up. 46 to 53 total workers. Beastyqt has really been hitting those macro strides superbly. Speaking of macro strides, okay, 2 Banshees at 5 HP. Who cares? I certainly don't. No links to speak of. Okay, says the Hellions. Goodbye. Have a nice life as they dart into the main and natural bases. Beastyqt has got to be just kicking himself at the moment as more and more drones are going to go ahead and suffer on down. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this whole drone line is forfeit. Landing them all up are these Hellions. ready to roll on out indeed. More Evo chambers coming on, as well as a Roachborn. And thankfully there's no frontal pressure just yet. Still continuing with this helium production. I mean, here's the thing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But if you shouldn't just not fix it, don't broke it. And right now, Winter is very much broken it. He is very much... Oh, he's not broken it. Holy hot dog and a half. These drones are so low. Oh, the horrors of war, ladies and gentlemen. The horrors, the atrocities. Oh, my goodness. 14 more workers going down. A total of 27 workers killed in this main opening stages. And meanwhile, Winter is just content to do whatever the diddly diddle his heart fiddles. What he wants, kind of. Bio's gonna be the name of the day here for our friend Winter. Going for the double Marauder production. Very wisely so after scouting out this Roach Warren. Let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, he does. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know. He did see the Roach Warren, so he's probably gonna go ahead and start up that sieging production after these Hellion rounds. My guess is he wants to do some sort of Hellion timing attack. There isn't really an armory out on the field. There is. Okay. So there is an army out on the field. I don't know if he wants to necessarily do a Hellbat timing attack. I mean, the Zerg should probably have more than enough to take care of everything. Actually, all things considered, I take that back. Winter has actually been... Unbeknownst to Winter, sorry, Beastyqt has been droning like a mad Chico on a diet. All these creep tumors too. Boy, this is definitely not Beastyqt's forte. But he has been droning on up very, very powerfully. Only just now starting additional lings and whatnot. This Banshee's gonna go ahead and have to retreat as the Overseers and Queens are gonna rebuff it for now. Ooh, and the first small bio push is coming out for our friend Winter. Nice little cutesy bio push. Look at that. Such a... I can just like take the cheeks of the bio push and just go meh. But it's not just pure bio, ladies and gentlemen. There's a couple of Hellbats to recoup. However, Lings and Banes, they are good units indeed. Gonna go for the full wraparound. He is going to get it. Crashing on through are the Banes. Has to be careful. Can't chase up creep too far. Otherwise, the splits are gonna be incredibly not great. And next is a Beastyqt able to take a good trade there thus far. No more medevacs. I think one of these queens took it out. Yeah, 2 kills, 1 for each of the spines she threw. And it looks as though Winter now has no survivability to this army. The Lings gonna go and chase it all back. He is so stemmed, and Winter taking his first bad engagement of the match. Beastyqt breathing a sigh of relief he must be. Beastyqt, your name rhymed with that, in case you didn't know. As he is now finally free to just kick back and relax. Now, +1/+1 is on the way. The Roach Warren hasn't been done too much with. Neither has this Spire, actually, so has to see, is Beastyqt just kind of scatterbrained. He does have a decent amount of larva, 18, so he could definitely make everything he wants, and oh, mamacita, I didn't even know that was a hive. Holy schnitzel, folks, yeah, I'm stupid, but I don't care, because that's a hive, and I am scared. Jesus, 2 spines going on down. A spore, I think, is coming up as well. Yeah, these Banshees should probably not do any more damage thus far in the game. These Lings actually has to be careful. He can probably engage this straight up, especially with Bane Speed and 1-1 and Burrow. I sense some Scarlet special tactics from Beastyqt soon enough. Oh my God, Beastie, don't do that. It scared the hell out of me. I deserve to not be scared, okay? I haven't even had a granola bar. I need a granola bar. Anyways, Changelings are gonna go and get killed on and off. Now, still a cute meal from Beastyqt here. Something we see a lot of Zerg players do. It kind of defies physical laws, but we'll get into that later. This Windman actually didn't get cleaned up, so it is recharged and ready to roll on out. And now there are infestors for Beastyqt. Has to bait the Widow Mines first. Yes, no, yes, kind of. More likely than not, that was okay. Now, ooh. Think of volume, grow solid. Now, 2 drops are going to go in and head off to the main base. As Winter says, you know what those Terrans do to me? They pick up and drop my main base. And they pick up and drop my Natural. They pick up and drop everywhere. So that's what I'm going to do. No units coming up from the Spire just yet. So this drop is going to go uncontested. The Spines, they can buy time, but they certainly can't kill it. That meant something, I swear, as a couple of drones are going on down, a couple of medevacs over here as well for our friend Winter. No frontal attack just yet. There's a couple, but the infestors, Oh, the infestors. Oh, the infestors. Oh, let's hope they don't die, ladies and gents. Looks as though the things are gonna go and try and clean that on up. The infestors! So close to death, though, Beasty! Can't be losing those. Oh, no. Every infestor goes down. And all of a sudden, all this multi-prong harass, all this damage that didn't really do damage to Beasty, it is worth it, ladies and gentlemen. He took down 4 infestors. In case you didn't know, that's like a High Templar. So it's a pretty big deal. Yeah, okay, no, I don't know why I was a dick there. That was a pretty big deal regardless. Infestors are really important, especially in this ultraless composition, and especially when you don't have much support for them, when you just rushed into them, when you need them to attack, and now you just lost every bit of infesting that could have been done to the army. Now, 4 bases to 4 bases, Winter is on par economically with our Zerg player. Obviously, we do see a little bit of a stint in macro coming out from him, as he shows his inexperience in the matchup in a little bit of a way. At least, not in the matchup, just inexperience playing Terran. Generally, you would see bigger bio balls, maybe more Widow Mines, maybe more of everything. Probably not a big deal, though, right now. Can he actually see that? No. Sorry, I just really love that part of the music, and I don't want to ruin it with my shitty casting. I mean, my Beastyqt thinking he can push on forward. Space Cows aren't good unless they get hugged with their Lings and Bane brothers. Looks as though he only has +2 Carapace done yet. So these Marines and Marauders are still going to pack quite the ouchie. Couple of Corruptors here as well. This is looking more like a Protoss army than anything. Just a couple of high-tech units and barely stragglings of support. This base is forced to get not even cancelled, just straight up killed. Couple of Corruptors and Infestors are on the way, but I think if Winter just makes a nice arc and has some competent dodging and a decent amount of Liberators, that shouldn't be able to bust through him. P.S. We can't hear game audio. Huh. That's weird. It's coming through just right for me. Can't hear game audio. We'll have to figure that out later, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry you guys can't hear that, because... Alright, I guess I'll just have to make the game audio noises for you guys. Okay, in all seriousness, I will try to fix that shit instead of doing my own ad hoc solution. I don't know why in-game audio isn't showing on up. That's a little bit weird. I'll have to go ahead and ask you guys after that game what is up in the hood. Meanwhile, 200 and 171 total supply. We're gonna go ahead and keep on trekking through for the time being. And a nice thing, counterattack for Winter. Actually, all these backrocks did end up getting killed, so a good bit of counter damage coming out for our friend Beasty. He should just straight up fight these SCVs. There we go. 13 workers going down, finally finding some damage of his own. And Beastyqt is finding Winter. Is not able to keep up as well as he can, but not many army supply. Look at that, 96 to 148. You cannot engage that. Probably muted and off. See, that's what I thought, but then I checked it, and it's just going dandy. Like, okay, here. Ready? It's muted. Now it's not muted. I just muted and unmuted and off. So if there's a difference, you gotta let me know. We'll figure it out, though. This game probably shouldn't go on for too much longer, in all honesty. Look at this Liberator count. It is just insanity in the calamities. It's a calamity of insanity, and oh, Big Fungus coming on down. Winter's gonna go ahead and get engaged by Beasty. Beasty's gonna go ahead and truck on forward. This Liberator's doing so much damage. Barely any support for them, and they are gonna take out some of the Liberators. The Corruptor Ball is going on through, but now it's just Bio against Queens, and is forced to retreat for the time being. But Beastyqt taking a much better engagement than I thought he was capable of. Another great fungal coming on in, the poor man's storm, as it were. And Beastyqt barely holds for the time being. Goodness gracious, man. Ooh. Still, though, the push is not ending. Winter with balls of thunder. Boom. It's going to go ahead and keep on pushing on forward. Liberator sieging on up. Marauders doing what they do best. And Marauder on forward. Couple of Woodermans now getting the burrow on down. But I don't know. This Corruptor Cloud is finally going to go and start morphing on into Broodlords. There is no anti-ground here. And I think that is going to be the death of this push. Beastyqt is probably going to be able to hold on as long as it doesn't lose the come on, chameleon. You come and go. Okay, so it should be fine. Beastyqt, 5 Broodlords have finished on up. Take a look at his upgrades. 3 on the ground, so these ultras are fully up and ready to go, and +1 fire attack, so these broodlords are gonna absolutely just smack the shit out of the units that Winter has on the ground. No Vikings just yet. In fact, Liberated production is still going on through. Even though it didn't look like a horrible engagement for Winter, the fact still remains. He lost a lot of important tech. Gonna go ahead and run under these Liberators. Thinks twice about it, now runs. And Corruptors actually got bled on off. He wants to engage us right now. I can't help but feel that that's a mistake. All the Corruptors are gone. All the Space Cows are gone. And now there's no support for the Brood Lords. Who's gonna protect the Brood Lords? I guess the Infectors are gonna have to do the job for the time being. I think our friend Beastyqt had a prime opportunity to pull back there. He was seeming kind of ahead, but just wasn't able to figure it out. Now Libera's gonna go ahead and siege this base up for our friend Beastyqt. What is our friend Winter going to do? Probably pull back for the time being. Does scan, see the space down over here. Really should be thinking about taking this space, but there's widow mines and he has to clear them and meow. Are there any Vikings in production just yet? Ooh, solemn key change. 2 Vikings coming out now. I think there's 3 starports, which is great, but I think Winter is a bit piss poor to afford production off of all 3 of them. In fact, he could have just gone with 2, like double Stargate is just fine. Triple Stargate is, in fact, pushing it just a little bit. Now, Space Guy's gonna go ahead and just absolutely chomp these Marines into oblivion. It does await those Marines, and it seems as though this game will go on for a little bit longer. 7 more drones on the way and 32 lings. These 7 drones will propel Beastyqt into the 80 drone range. Really, the time when you can start just sitting back as a Zerg and macroing on up and really comfortably building that bank. He does have a lot of gas. A couple of infestors would be nice to supplement this, but he already has 8, so probably doesn't need any more. Now, Winter has taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was the worst counting to 6 I've ever seen. Meanwhile, Beastyqt has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're on equal bases thus far. Beastyqt and Winter. In this, I mean, honestly, folks, in this late of the matchup, it's not too much of a disaster if Zerg is equal on bases, right? I mean, of course, it's definitely not desirable, but it's not the worst thing in the universe, right? This Planetary Fortress, meanwhile, is going to go ahead and take care of those things. And a lot of spans and spores actually coming up for each base for Beastyqt. I like the idea, but I think he should just focus on macroing up more. I mean, if you look at his bank, it is dangerously low for a Zerg player. He takes 1 bad fight, he can't remax. He can't get those Space Cows that back up again. These Broodlords aren't going to be made with such ease. There are a couple of Vikings on out. How are the air upgrades? Only +1. A little bit of a neglection coming out from our friend Beastyqt. Needs to get those upgrades up and pumping. And it looks as though he's going to just try and... Whoa! That fungal growth was just amazing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You don't even need me to cast, you just need me to scream at you whenever a cool fungal happens. Looks as though Beastyqt says he wants to keep staying, and I think that's just what he's going to do. Good call, the Brooding sealing up the Marines, and now the attack for Beastyqt absolutely just reset. Meanwhile, 5 Ultralists to seal the deal. Winter is getting pushed on back. This has been an excellent game thus far. Beastyqt is going to go ahead and use that caustic spray ability on this Planetary Fortress. Not too much to mine here anyway, so not the biggest loss for Winter. But again, if you can help it, that gas income, that mineral income, I mean, it does help. It definitely does help. Now, these Broodlords have to be very careful not to overextend. A huge, absolutely huge infestor count coming out from our friend Beastyqt. Could actually bait the Vikings. Oh, it's going to go... Thank you, Trezor. I think I got it. He's under attack are the forces of Beastyqt. I think it's just going to be too much, though. Very barely. Winter's production can't keep up. GG! And in an excellent game number 2, I should probably actually, I messed that up. Yep, Winter was up 1-0. In an excellent game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, Beastyqt pulling on forward. Man, that's better than most TVZs we see that are just normal. Oh, man, take a look at the graphs there. I mean... graphs do not lie, neither does the supply. Look at that. Army Battery, Beastyqt taking a fantastic engagement. Those Broodlords really pulling through from him. I am a fan of that quick hive. There were flaws in each player's play, but overall I would say that is every game. This was an entertaining one, and we were all happy. So, you guys. Is there still no game sound? Is there still no game sound? Because... I don't know, let me go ahead and check up on it. Probably, see, that's what I thought too, but Like on my obs, like desktop audio is up and running and everything, so not quite sure what the problem could be. What we can do is just restart the stream. If it's working earlier, maybe we can try it again. Is it working now though? Is it working now? Tell me guys, is the audio working now? I'll wait in chat, don't worry. Let me go ahead and tell the players we're going to take a little bit of a break as we figure this stuff out. Party? I know. Need break. Need small break. Not break. Need small break. Stream issues. We're gonna go ahead and let everybody know. BC versus Winter. Our party. Okay. Whew. Is it working now? But he said he had audio himself, just not stream. Control S? No, because I had audio in the thing. Okay, guys. We're gonna figure this out together, alright? Now, is it the music that you can't hear, the sound you can't hear, or both? And can you not hear it at all, or is it just a little bit? Or can you just barely make it out? Thank you for following Sun Lily SC, in lieu of all of our technical difficulties. Mwah. Oh, wait, you're the person who sent me the replay. Yeah. Okay, Sun Lily, you'll be happy to know. I'm working on it. There was a power outage last night. That's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. So you should, your thing should be up by the end of today. No, don't press F12. Okay, let me see if I can fix it. Hang on. We are fixing everything. Desktop audio. Okay. Mic works. Can't hear in-game sounds. Thank you, Mindcraze. Thank you, Mindcraze. Wow, don't everybody help me out at once. Jeez. Mindcraze says, just can't hear in-game sounds. Alright, so he's gotta get his game sound running. Just gonna restart stream. Yeah. We'll see. Actually, let's go ahead. Master sound. Yeah, sounds are really up. So we're gonna go ahead and restart the stream. Hopefully that's going. Okay, we are going to restart stream. Hopefully fix. Alright, we are gonna go ahead and restart the stream really quickly. Hopefully that will clear up the issue. Sorry for any inconvenience, folks, and I'll see you on the flip side.